What's happening, YouTube? My name is Mike. This channel right here is Health and Wealth. Thank you for joining me today, friends. It is a tough day for some people out there, right? Today is Monday, March the 10th, and it's a beautiful day outside. Go out and touch some grass. For me, I'm going to touch some snow out there. But what a day it has been on the old stock market. So some people are freaking out online. They're losing their minds. The world is over, right? For some people, but let's put it into perspective, right? Let's put it into perspective. Just what is it? 14 days ago, I put a video talking about buy the dip or run, right? And so, in that video, I talked about getting some money together for the inevitable dip. Well, it's happening right now. The dip is happening right now. I want to share my screen with you guys. I'm going to go over a couple of these different ETF stocks, things like that. Also go over some sentiment that I had in my latest video talking about trash funds, things like that. So here's my account balance. I actually recently just submitted a financial report to a company. They asked, how much do you have in, certain stocks and ETFs, things like that. I said $21,000. That was, let's go. Let's take a look here. That was a month ago. A month ago, right? And so in that time, we're down $5,000 in the last month on a $21,000 account. That's absolutely massive. That's a massive downswing. So what I'm going to do in this video, I want to share with you just all the bad news and then maybe a little bit of good news in there as well, because you know what? After every storm, there's a beautiful sunrise. And so, what I want to do is I want to take a look at that sunrise after, okay? So, first things first, let's take a look at the stocks and the ETFs that I hold in this account that I share with you guys. So, the first one is NVDA. I only have 10 shares of it, so it's not the end of the world here, but NVIDIA, the number one company out there in some eyes, is down 5% today. If we take a look at that same period of time, that month, it's down 19%. And NVIDIA had great earnings. Nothing bad about the earnings, only good things about the earnings. It's still down 19%. NVIDIA in that same period of time down 23%. Today down almost 4.5%, right? We're looking, if we had said NVIDIA is going to be at $15, a lot of us would have been shocked by that, right? But down there as well, 23% in the last month. Let's talk about Coinbase, down 17% today. And then in the last month, down 36%. That is incredible. CONY itself today down 16% and 35% in the last month. Oof, my goodness. I'm coming back to CONY after. Mister today down 16% and 28% in the last month. That's incredibly crazy. Misty, same deal, 15% down and 12% in the last, 32% in the last month here. So when I look at my account balance, I have NVIDIA, I have NVIDIA, CONY, Misty, and I have MSTY in there as well. And so you can see every single one of those are down in the last month. And so when I look at my account balance here, you could see why it's down $5,000, or what's the percentage on that? 24% ish in that same period of time. So that's the reason why. Now we'll go back. Let's talk about CONY. I made a video on how I'm dripping into CONY and Coin. Well, not Coinbase, but CONY. And somebody said trash fund, and same thing with Misty, trash fund. They said, and days like today, the last 30 days here, I can see why they would say that. But that's recency bias. These funds have both paid out their shareholders in full. That started right at the beginning, so that's a recency bias, right? If you look at it over the last month, if you look at Misty over the last 3 months, right here since November, 4 months, you're definitely not super pleased with the performance of the ETF, and so I totally understand that. But what about the people that were in this fund at the very beginning, right? What about these people? They've already been paid back all their money plus some. So let's check the recency bias, and I totally get if you bought at $44, you would probably be really upset. For me, my average cost on Misty is $29, so it's down 12 bucks since then, and that's a lot. That's a lot, right? But we're still getting our distributions. We get another distribution coming this week. It's not going to be probably that massive, and let's hope it's not that massive because we know that Max and Misty didn't do a real good job of winning their weekly calls or their synthetic option, right? So they better not be paying us out of our own money like we have seen in the past, right? So these are all the negatives. One thing I was thinking about, I never pulled the trigger on it, but I kind of wish I had of was I said to myself, next time the market's going way up, well, the VIX is going to go way down. And I said I should just go buy, 100 shares of it. Nothing too crazy, but something to hedge my bet a little bit here, right? And look at the VIX over the last month, up 76%. So if you didn't know, the VIX here, VIX is the ticker symbol and the popular name for the Chicago Board Options Exchange volatility index, a popular measure of the stock market's expectation of volatility based on the S&P 500. So that's what that says there. I'm going to give you the layman's term for this. When the market is crashing, the VIX goes up. That's what happens. And so when the market has fear and people are scared, then the VIX goes up. So this could be the next time that the market goes up because guess what? Yeah, it's going to be turmoil. But if you look at the last, whatever, 50 years beyond that, where's the market gone? It's gone up, right? So next time the market goes way up, the VIX is going to go way down. I'm going to dip my toes into it and buy 100 shares of it, right? Nothing too crazy, but I think that might be a good option for me. I just wanted to put this into perspective with the rest of the market here. If we take a look at the S&P 500, which is the flagship, that's what everybody looks at. Today it's down 2.66%, but in the last month it's down 7.32%. That's a lot, right? That's a lot for the S&P 500, which is, the top 500 companies. It's one of the most stable ETFs out there. Next one, this is the QQQ, down 3.88% today, down 10% over the last month. And then the Russell, this thing is down 2.72% in the last month, down 11%. So when people look at your investments of Misty, CONY, NVDY, and they say, wow, that's down a lot. Well, so is the entire market. And what has caused this? Well, one person has caused this to happen. And the same person, if you're still here watching, did the exact same thing last time they got put into office. They disrupted the stock market. They made it sink like a stone. Many people got rich off of that disruption. And then guess what happened? The market went back up. So think about that for a second. Think about what you're going to do. What is your plan with your money? For me, I had no margin involved in these trades at all. This is my own cash, right? So I think to myself, Bitcoin's at 78,000. My average price is right around 95,000. So I've been taking a look at Bitcoin pretty hard here. I do truly believe that Bitcoin is going to be the future. But I mean, if we take a look at the last month here, down 17%. But if we take a look at the last 16 months, up 40%. Oof, that's crazy. And I've been saying to friends, if this thing gets to 75,000, I will double what I have in Bitcoin. And if you've been following my channel, that is only $600. So it's not a lot of money, everybody. But for me, that's what I have in there. I'm going to double it if it gets to 75,000. Now, I've zoomed out even further with my investigation here. You can see here, you know, March of last year. This time last year was $69,000. It's skyrocketed all the way up to just over 100,000 in the last year. So it's hovering around that 60 to 75,000 range from March all the way. Well, there's 57 all the way until November. So if it does it again, might be a good time for me to get my money in there. And I'm eyeballing the $75,000 range, and we are definitely getting close. So for me, I'm going to just drop 600 bucks. I'm going to double my allotment, what I have in Bitcoin, and ride that wave. Now, I zoomed even further out on Bitcoin, and a lot of people say that Bitcoin is going into the Bitcoin winter. We're here, we're making it happen. The Bitcoin winter, things are going to slow down. Well, take a look here. Prior to that, right, 2022 here, which is 3 years ago, in the $20,000 range here, and then it started to slink its way up in 2023, 29,000. 25,000 range, and then 2024 came. That's where it popped up to 44,000. So, and it didn't stay at the 40s for very long. It skyrocketed here a year ago, and it hovered around $60,000 to $70,000. Right. So that's why I think 75,000 might be a good time for me to enter into that portion of the market. But this is not advice. This is not me saying you should do that. I'm just talking about myself. I also know that today is a wonderful day here in Canada. We got blue skies. I walked around the neighborhood in short sleeves. It was an incredible day. So you got to look at your life with rose-colored glasses, right? Is this market going to stay down forever? Probably not. Is it going to stay down for a while? Maybe, especially if these tariffs talks continue, especially if the jobless numbers continue, and especially if war talk continues. So um, invest wisely, understand your own risk tolerance, do your own research on these funds, understand that things do go down as well. What's your plan if that happens? If you get punched in the face, how are you going to react? For me, I've got punched in the face right now, and I'm just going to sit here and take it. And then I'm going to go ahead and invest more. My name is Mike. This channel is Health and Wealth. I hope that you have a wonderful night. Bye for now.